More huge news today on the vaccine front as Pfizer announces today its vaccine is 100% effective on children 12 to 15 years old. Part of the study taking place at Upstate Medical University here in Syracuse with Dr. Joseph Domikowski, who is joining us now. Dr. Domikowski, thanks for being with us. Really appreciate it. Exciting to talk about this with you.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's my favorite thing to talk about these days.
So first question, the efficacy we knew in adults was already almost sky high. 100% in the study of kids 12 to 15, that's an amazing number. I mean, what does that mean outside of the study group?
Well, remember that these 12 to 16-year-olds, well, 12 to 15-year-olds were enrolled in the adult trial using the adult dose of the vaccine. Vast majority of them, there's 2,260 of them, were enrolled in December and January of this year. And we're just now starting to get the preliminary efficacy and immunogenicity information. Immunogenicity is how good their antibody response is. And looking at the immunogenicity, it's also higher than the next older cohort, the young adult cohort. So it's no surprise to me that the efficacy is at least as high, if not better. It was 100% effective in this trial, but the trial is a fairly small number of individuals. So we'll have to wait and see how it works as soon as the emergency use authorization comes through to start using it in the community.
Oh, what an amazing number, though. If we don't even get to 100%, I mean, we're going to be awfully darn close, right? That's just incredible, the protection that it's going to provide based on this study.
Yes, exactly. And it's clear that it works at least as well. The safety profile was very similar to what the adults experienced in the trial. There was one sort of minor difference that we're trying to understand, and that is that the adults, when they got their first dose, most of them didn't really experience much in the way of local injection reactions or side effects. But when they got their second dose, that's when some of them started feeling achy and developing more headaches, et cetera. In the 12 to 15-year-olds, it's just the opposite. The first dose seems to be the more reactogenic dose. The second dose is better tolerated.
Well, I think the most obvious question for parents and guardians with kids in that age range, how soon will my child be able to get it? People, I think a lot of them are going to want this for their kids.
Yes, my answer to that question certainly has shifted based on these data. First, because Pfizer has changed its protocol for studying the vaccine in younger age groups now. We thought we were going to be testing the vaccine in the range between 6 months of age up to age 17. But since the data are so robust already in the 12 to 17-year-olds, they limit this new study that we're just starting on Monday, this coming Monday, to 6 months up to age 11. So we thought we would be able to get some of them in and vaccinated via the study mechanism, but Pfizer is already planning on submitting the emergency use authorization amendment to try to expand the community ability to use this vaccine in children in the communities at vaccination clinics down to age 12, based on these new data.
June, July, you think, possibly? Realistic?
I think that is realistic, yes.
Okay.
Maybe sooner.
Do you think there's going to be any issue with supply? Obviously, when it rolled out to adults, I mean, there was much more demand than there was supply. You think that's going to be the issue with that age group, that 12 to 15 age group?
It may be, but really when the Pfizer RNA vaccine was initially rolled out, it was the first and only one. Shortly thereafter, about a week or so, the Moderna vaccine became available for a similar age range, 18 and older with risk factors. And now, of course, we have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine with emergency use authorization. So we're gaining additional doses by expanding the armamentarium that we have, and hopefully there will be some preference for using the Pfizer vaccine for the younger children, because that would be the one that's first approved down to age 12.
And you said that one that was used in the study was the adult one, so there's no difference in that 12 to 15 of what they're getting. They're getting the same kind of Pfizer as any adult would get these days.
It was exactly the same dose. In fact, the trial that we're beginning of next week we're starting a new trial in younger children, and the first step there is dose selection in those children who are younger than 11 years, or younger than 12 years of age.
I'm going to run a little over, but I think this is an important last one to get to. Why is it so important for this age group? Again, we're talking this 12 to 15 age group. Why is it so important for them to get vaccinated?
Sure. A couple of reasons. First, we know the younger we are, the less likely we are to develop the most serious forms of this infection. But even young people are at risk for developing serious disease, especially our teenagers with underlying medical problems like asthma or diabetes. So we have to make sure that this is available for them to protect those individuals. Also, infection is not uncommon in that age group. Many of those kids are minimally symptomatic if they have symptoms at all. And it's important to vaccinate them so that they don't become infectious and transmit that infection to higher risk individuals in their household or in the community. So two very good reasons to move forward with this.
The more vaccinated we are, the better off we are as a society, right?
Absolutely.
Dr. Domikowski, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We'll talk to you again very soon.
Hopefully. Thank you very much.